Welcome gentle listeners for almost live coverage of Baldcon One. As we can see, there is the expected hubbub in so large an important event in the wargaming calendar. It seems someone has put some sounds of activity on the loudspeakers in an attempt to drown out the existing deafening clangor made by the rolling tumbleweeds. The same level of interest seems to be thrumming along in the workshops and the lectures too. My special guest star at Baldcon One is in fact Baldermort of Baldermort's Guides to Warhammer. Hi Baldermort, and just how does this make us feel? Our own first convention. Great to be here, Baldermort, at my own con. Magnificent. I just feel splendid. Ticket sales are up from 1 to 3, and I only had to buy 2 more. A doubling of our online sales at the door, since opening isn't anything to sniff at. Great. So, let's get straight into the reveals for this year. So, what do we have for everyone? First off, GW have given us permission to cover their upcoming releases for both Warhammer 40k and Age of Sigmar, or the time that is going to be again, I'm not quite sure. But let's get straight into it. In the grim darkness of the future, there is only war. The Imperium is beset on all sides, and there is little hope of survival. In this age of hopelessness and darkness, a single light begins to burn. First, there was the best of the best, the Space Marines. Then, there was the best of the best of the best, the Death Watch. Then came the best of the best of the best of the best, the Grey Knights. Then we went on to better than the best of the best of the best of the best, the Custodian Guard, the Custodes. Then we returned to the best of the best, the Space Marines, and made them better, revealing the Primaris Marines. This summer, we introduced the better than the best of the best, the Adeptus Super-Duper, the Super-Duper Marines. From the mind of Archmagos, Tam draw a new strain of warriors for a new strain of war, including new features. A third eye incorporating the navigator gene. This allows them to pilot their own ships, but also an immunity to all warp-based abilities. Truer than true-scale Marines. At 40 3/4 feet tall, they are true lords of the battlefield. Only thing to fear is fear itself, the axiom goes. So the Super-Duper Marines have taken the old Marine adage and taken it one step further, as is their wont to do. For on the eve of battle they recite the mantra, and they shall know no fear of fearing fear. Unit reveal. The Blaze Trailers. Using their Trailblazer booster bottles, the Blaze Trailer unit can set up on the battlefield literally anywhere at any time, before or even after the game has started or concluded. Stratagem. Go Blaze Trailers. Using the Trailblazer booster bottles, any unit of Trailblazers can move D6 times 100 inches movement each round. The Rip Tearers. Ripping and tearing is their modus operandi. Using their Ultrasaws, they can defeat nearly any enemy in melee. Stratagem. Rip and Tear. A squad of Rip Tearers are the ultimate in ripping and tearing. For 1 command point, they can gain D236.5 extra attacks per model at minus 14 AP. Castrator moderate fire units. Armed with the cast-up bomb delivery system, these units field a totally fair and reasonable amount of firepower. Stratagem: Restrained Alpha Strike. All castrator armed figures may do 6d6 mortal wounds to each enemy unit before the start of turn 1 begins. The Compulsor Battle Tank. Utilizing the TAM Draw Pattern Rage Quit sensor and electronic warfare array, this cutting-edge hover tank is the king of the battlefields of the 41st millennium, and not even one has been so much as scratched in their long history. Able to transport 12 units of 100 Super-Duper Marines, the true power of this vehicle lies in its Rage Quit arrays. Stratagem: Rage Quit array. Take control of D6 enemy units for D6 games. For the purpose of the stratagem, any unit with a points cost over 1.25 or a power level over -3 are treated as vehicles. Army-wide ability. Weighs the same as a duck. Using their third eye ability to counter any psycho powers is a mainstay of the advantage provided by the Super-Duper Marines, and a much-needed feature after the dramatic events and tumultuous changes of the Psychic Awakening. When a psychic power is used within 100 yards of a unit of Super-Duper Marines, roll 12d6 and choose the highest. On a 2+, the psychic power is denied, and the Psyker is removed from play and can never be fielded against your army again, ever, or until we fact this element in about 3 weeks. But more than this! Reboot Gulliman, fearing that the sword of the Emperor and a set of armor that prevents him from dying isn't enough, the Primarch decides to cross the Rubicon Duperus. Now the size of a particularly well-endowed battle barge, the Avenging Sun is preparing to begin the Crusade Solarcus. His one-man mission to go to the Eye of Terror, invade the Warp, and bitch-slap the 4 gods on their home turf. Wow, yeah, that's very different. Now, what have you got for us on Age of Sigmar? Oh, sorry, is it the new world? Is it the new world in a new time frame or something? You know, the world that was, but then wasn't, but now is going to be, but set in a different time period so we can't use our figures without proxying. Yes, I do know. And here we go. Pointy L's again. Yay! But this time they added. They have added. Cow? Is April 1st? I mean, this is supposed to be a rank and file game, isn't it? Again, with square bases? Oh, how the hell are they going to rank up? How? All their daft cowbells are going to lock up. This is ridiculous. This is definitely a wheeze, yeah? It looks like a Gorgon got friendly with a race knight. Good one. Whoever photoshopped this is amazing. What do you mean these are real? What the hell do I know? They could be Age of Sigmar for all I know. Are they? Or are they the time that was, that isn't, that may be again, but different? I don't know. Well, I'm beyond caring. I'm just using their stats with my old figures and going without the cow fetishism. So odd. Are we sure this isn't a wheeze, a jape, a wind-up? And let's have another quick look around as we end this segment. And that's all we have time for at Baldcon One. See you next year for Baldcon 2, where we're hoping our exponential growth continues to as heady a height as 5 tickets. And no matter what you do today, do try to look on the funny side, and do try to make some time for fun. Toodaloo.